I've worked with a lot of great artists. I've been really lucky. I've now work primarily with Bill Frisell. I've worked with Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter, Don Cherry, Cecil Taylor, Michael Brecker, Ryuichi Sakamoto, David Sylvian. I started doing sound in a little club in San Francisco, a little jazz club called Keystone Corner, which was a very historic place. Growing up, we used to go there every week. We'd hear everybody, McCoy Tyner, Cecil Taylor, you know, Art Blakey, whoever was in town that week, we'd all go. When Keystone Corner closed down, the natural progression for me was to move to New York. And as soon as I got to New York, I immediately started working in clubs. I worked at CBGB's. I did audition night at CBGB's, 7 bands a night, and it was just one after the other, you know. The beauty of it was you could do anything you wanted because it was audition night, and you could play with EQs and reverbs and do crazy, odd things that aren't conventional, and it was all cool. And from there, you know, I worked around different clubs, and friends who had bands, I'd do their sound. And I finally landed a job at SOB's, which was, in those days, really geared towards world music. And that was a great gig. Instrumentally, I was dealing with all sorts of crazy configurations, horns, keyboards, big bands, weird percussion, you know, big vocals, and really unusual instruments, not your conventional bass drums and guitar. So Ayrton Moreira and Flora Purim, Brazilian jazz group, they were like, come out on tour with us, and so yeah, that's where I started touring. And then Willie Colon picked me up there, and then I sort of left the club and just started working with bands. I met Bill Frisell through John Zorn. The club, the Knitting Factory, when it was down on Houston Street, had just opened up, and it just so happened that it was this band, Naked City, that John Zorn had with Joey Barron, Wayne Horowitz, Fred Frith, and Bill Frisell. And I started doing Naked City sound, and through that I met Bill. Actually, through that was beautiful, because then I had work for years, because everybody had their own bands, and I would go out and do tours with each person's own band and do tours with Naked City. So I was working all the time, and so that's where I met Bill Frisell. And basically, that was in 1989, and I've been with him ever since.